I'm going to show you how to construct calculated questions in Moodle. Calculated questions allow for random number generation using wildcards. This will help to reduce or eliminate the chances of students copying from each other during the test time while not supervised. You can access these questions and the help here. So you can read on your own, of course, to get more details on how to do all of this. The tools needed for today's session is Moodle, also snipping tool or snip and sketch, and Word document here. I'm going to start with this basic example. So in Moodle, go to question banks at the bottom left corner and create a new question, and it's called calculated here. Add. The first step is to enter the question name. I'm going to call it test sample calculated. So this is the body of the question itself. So I'm going back to Word, and I like to use snipping tool. And go back to Moodle here so I can copy and paste into the body, which is not working here for some reason. So instead I can type the question. So I'm going to type the question here. Find the area of rectangle with length. In this case, this is the first wildcard here. So we have to use curly braces, and I'm going to call it length. And width, again curly braces, call it width. Use the formula. Area is equal to length times width. So this is the body of the question the student is going to read. When the student opens the question, he will find random number generated here. And you can have up to 100 set of different random numbers. Default mark, I'm going to assign 1 mark here. And the answer, this is where you write the formula for this question. So the formula, don't enter equal to. This is not correct. So without equal to, just curly braces. The first parameter is length. And this asterisk is for multiplication times width. This is all. And the grade, I'm going to assign 100% here. The tolerance is the error allowance. So I prefer to use plus or minus 2% error, make it relative here. There is an option for nominal geometric. Again, go back to this help and you can read the description for all of these tolerance types here. Also, I ask my students to use significant figures up to 5, so 5 significant digits here. You have an option to add units, but I prefer not. And this is the first page you will see in calculated question. When you click Save Changes, you are moving to the second page here. So for wildcard called length, you have to select shared and also for width. For all of them, it should be new shared data set. You have 3 options. Don't synchronize, which means it will use only one set of data for all questions, or you can synchronize, but this option will add to the title, which is test sample calculated, curly braces, it will be a very long title for us. So I prefer to use synchronize. Next page. This is the third last page here. It will always provide you with a table with all wildcards used under this category, like in this course, for example. So we have length and width here, used in my question called test sample calculated. It generated a random number already, so I have to specify the minimum and the maximum for my values. Of course, there are no negative length and width, so I'm starting with minimum of 5 meters, say, to 100. And I'm going to use 0 decimal places, so instead of 0.7, it will be only any number from 5 to 100, but without decimal places. You have two options here, uniform or log uniform. Uniform will give equal opportunity for any random value from 5 to 100. For example, the chances to get 7 is the same as to get 99 or 84. But if you decide to go with log uniform, you will get higher opportunities for lower numbers towards the minimum more than the maximum values here. So again, I prefer to use uniform. This is an example used here for shared wildcard for the widths. So I'm going to use widths from maybe, I can make it from 4 meters up to 40. Again, 0 decimal places, uniform. If you like, you can adjust your tolerance. This is from page 1, but I already decided to use plus or minus 2% relative and 5 significant digits. Next step is, I would like Moodle to generate these numbers for me. So select force generation of all wildcards and click on get new item to add. So it proposed 18, which is in the range 5 to 100 with 0 decimal places here, and 6 for the width. Next step is, I would like to add 100 different sets. I like the maximum here. So there will be, if you have 100 students, each student will be having different random numbers here. So again, there is 32 for the length, 17 for the width. You can delete anytime if you wish, or display. Here, it displayed only the last set here. You can choose to display 2 sets if you wish. So this is set number 199. So length of 50, width of 39, and this is 18 and 14. Let us check the answer here. So I'm going to start my calculator. Now let us check set number 99, for example. When I multiply 18 times 14, we obtain 252, which is correct answer. And here it allows for limits of 246.96. This is my minimum, up to 257.04. How did Moodle obtain these values? Go back to my calculator. And because I allowed plus or minus 2% error, so our answer was the area is 18 multiplied by 14. This is 252. My error is plus or minus 2%. This is a 0.02 plus or minus here. So in this case, it will accept any answer. 252 will be bounded by minimum and maximum. This minimum is 0.98, which is 1 minus 0.02 multiplied by 252, and up to 1.02, which is 1 plus 0.02 multiplied by 252. When I use a calculator here, 246.96 up to maximum of 257.04, which are exactly the same answers for minimum and maximum here. Let me check the second answer just to confirm. So I have length of 50 multiplied by width of 39. My answer is 1950 multiplied by 0.98. My minimum is 1911 here. And again, I have 50 times 39 multiplied by 1.02. I obtain 1989, which is the maximum value here. Next step is save changes. And let us search for our question here. And I can preview. You'll have that we have random numbers generated for us, 61 and 10. When I multiply 61 and 10, I know my answer is 610. Submit and finish. It showed me that I got 1 out of 1 mark here because this is my correct answer. I can start again. I still have the same values. If I decide to go with 99% of this answer, so on the calculator here, I have 61 multiplied by 10 and times, if I enter even the minimum 0.98 and change the format here, so I have 597.8 and submit and finish. It's correct still. If you start to go 597.7, this is wrong answer. Let us try. So 597.7, this will be wrong answer for us here. If you try the upper limit, so I have 61 multiplied by 10 equals, multiplied by the maximum limit, plus 2% error here, 1.02. Change format. I have 622.2. Submit and finish. This is correct. If I decide to go 622.21, it will be wrong answer here. Very strict about 0.